Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you a full face of just drugstore products, and I'm also going to be talking about the importance of sunscreen. Wanted to give a quick thank you to Olay for partnering with me on this video. Thank you guys so much. I'm actually really excited to talk about this product. It's something that I've been using for the last few months since they sent it to me. It is their brand new Olay Regenerist Whip. This one is an active moisturizer with an SPF product already built into it, SPF 40. It's also a broad spectrum product, which means that it protects you from UVAs and UVB rays, which is exactly what you want, especially during the summertime. I personally wear sunscreen all year round just because, one, I'm using products usually that lighten my hyperpigmentation, so I have to make sure that I'm protecting my skin. And with applying sunscreen, I feel like I consider it one of the ways of giving yourself a little bit of extra self-care. I feel like now more than ever, people are just looking for just small ways to just incorporate self-care rituals or routines into their life. I really like to meditate and read and also journal, and one of my favorite forms is just doing my skincare routine. I don't know if that's like weird or if I'm the only one, but since I have such problematic skin, I feel like applying products that like really benefit my skin just brings me joy because I'm like, okay, this is going to work for me. And with this did not clog my pores. It didn't like break me out at all, which is also something that's really important. And I make sure that I test out any product for weeks before I even talk about it to you guys. It is a cream to liquid formula. When you see it, it looks like it could be heavy, but as soon as you blend it in, it just completely like absorbs into the skin. It's also medium and brown girl friendly, which is something that's amazing because I can't stand when I apply an SPF product and it leaves that white cast. I need things that are lightweight, something that's going to absorb quickly, especially when I'm using makeup. I don't want anything that's gonna sit on the skin and the makeup's gonna kind of slip around. And with this product, I don't have that issue at all. So I'm just going to start applying that, talking through a little bit more about it, because with this product, it also has a nice like breathable feel. It doesn't feel heavy no matter how much you use, and it absorbs really quickly into the skin. So I just apply this first. I've already done my skincare for the day, and I'm just going to apply this sunscreen everywhere. So now that we have our sunscreen on, I'm going to go into my primer. So the primer I'm going to be using, this is the Rimmel Stay Matte. So I'm giving myself kind of that like double matte. Since this is a summer skin look, I want to give you guys some product options that you can use that'll kind of mattify your skin. The sunscreen also gives you that moisturized but mattified look. And then I'm just going in with a little bit more of a mattifying product and just blending this in. And I can jump right into foundation because those two products work really nicely together, that my skin doesn't feel like it needs time to like absorb. It's already pretty much absorbed. The foundation I'm going to be using is the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the Fresh 24-Hour Wear. I'm just gonna take 2 pumps. I don't want my foundation to be very heavy. Just gonna start stippling my brush into that, because what I like to do, especially when I want more of a natural look, but I still like to wear foundation, I go in with a foundation and then I just go in and I give my like any hyperpigmentation that could be peeking through a little bit more coverage just by using a concealer. So that's something that I've been doing recently. I just go in with a light foundation. Even if it's something that's full coverage, you can use like a small amount of it and just blend it out all throughout your skin. And I like to stipple wherever I need a little bit more coverage before I go in with the concealer. I still like to stipple that area. You want to make sure you get the sides of the nose. So now that I feel like I have a good base, I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm going to be using the Age Rewind. Now, this is just going to give me a little bit more coverage on any areas that I feel like are peeking through, but I don't want to go over it with more foundation. I'm just going to press that. And what I do is I let that kind of just sit on my skin for a few minutes so that it kind of dries down, because that definitely gives you max coverage. So basically all of those areas. Now I'm gonna go in with my lighter concealer, and I'm using the Age Rewind. This is in Sand, and the one I'm using to correct with is Golden. I'm just going under the eye A little bit in the center of the forehead. So all of those places. Now I'm just going to let that sit on my skin, and I'm gonna go in with my brows. So while that's kind of drying down, I'm gonna go right into the brows using the LA Girl. This is the Shady Slim Brow Pencil in soft brown. Once I'm happy with my brows, now I'm gonna go in and start blending out just these little, using a damp beauty sponge. Now, if you're doing this method, you wanna use a concealer that's pretty close to your skin, or you'll have either lighter or darker spots around them. Not using too much pressure because you still want that like highlighted look. I'm just bringing that upward. That's just going to lift my eyes a bit. And then I go over my eyelids with whatever leftover product I had. I like randomly thought of this story. I remember years ago, I saw this like truck driver. He was a truck driver for like 25 years and he never wore any SPF products. And they just took a picture of him and they showed the difference of the side that was exposed to like the window and then the other side that was inside the truck so you couldn't like see it. And it was such a drastic difference between the two sides. It was really, really shocking. And I think that that's just an example just to show you what can happen if you're exposing your skin over several years. It obviously doesn't happen in one day, but it was one of those examples that I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna be wearing sunscreen every single day. So I'm taking a little bit of the CoverGirl. This is their True Blends Mineral, their translucent powder. You wanna make sure that you are blending out any creases before you go in with the translucent powder. Because if you set those creases, they're just gonna stay. So I'm taking a little bit on a brush and I'm just lightly patting that. I like to like add a little bit of translucent powder and then I go in and I bake. I feel like this initial like setting just makes the under eyes just look a little bit more fresh. Then I take that same beauty sponge that I was using and I'm going to add a thin layer of this translucent powder. Because I am a baker, literally and figuratively. I stand a good bake, and I also like to actually bake. I'm also gonna set the face. I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. This is a very light powder, and it's just gonna give my skin a light dusting, kind of tone everything down so that the makeup lasts even longer. And I lightly just dust the rest of my face. I'm gonna take that same brush, not adding any product, and dust off that excess. Now we're keeping the skin really fresh. So I just want to add just a touch of bronzer. I'm gonna be using these two shades from the Miriam Maquillage X Pixie collab. Just a touch because these have a lot of pigmentation to them. And this is just adding some warmth back into the skin, but this step is definitely optional. Like if you're not into like the whole bronzing movement, then just skip this step. I'm just adding a touch of this because I do want my skin to look kind of natural, but just polished. Taking a tiny little brush, doing some light contouring, nothing crazy. Next, I'm gonna go in with blush. I'm gonna be using the one by BH Cosmetics. This is a really great one. This is the Chocolate Orange Truffle. Has a few different tones of like peach, which is my favorite like blush tone. And I like mix all of them. I literally just go through and I just kind of mix them all. I like going a little bit over the nose. It kind of just gives me that like flushed look, which is really, really pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with my highlighter. I'm gonna be using the one by Wet n Wild. This is their rainbow highlighter. Let me show you what it looks like. It's super pretty. You just kind of mix them all together and it gives you this like really gorgeous glow. I do wanna keep the glow more subtle today because sometimes I go ham with the highlighter, but I really want to just focus on really gorgeous skin, something kind of subtle. Did I do too much? No, I think I did. I think I'm okay because sometimes. Now for the eyes, I really thought about doing something a little bit more smoky, but I wanted to keep the eyes really, really simple. And I just want to do something really quick, something that I can do like on the go, in the car. And I'm gonna go back into that same bronzing palette, into that lighter shade, which is this one. And I'm taking this on a blending brush. I'm gonna go right into the eye socket, so right into the crease. And this is just going to add a hint of color. And I'm gonna throw a shimmery shade on my lid, pop on some lashes. And this kind of just pulls this look together. It's something that's really easy. And this is like my trick when I like need to be somewhere really quickly and I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna take a shimmery product. Any shimmery product, you can use your highlighter. I'm gonna be using the Super Shock. This is in Crimper. This one is the one by ColourPop. I like to take these on my finger. They're really pretty. Has like a nice glow to it. And I'm just going to pop that in the center of the lid and blend it out. So I'm gonna take that same brush and just go around those edges, make sure everything is blended out nicely. Literally the simplest eye, 2 eyeshadows, bronzer in the crease, shimmery product on the lid, and you're done. And then of course I'm gonna add like a tear duct highlight. So I'm gonna curl my lashes really quick, throw on some mascara. I'm gonna be using the CoverGirl Peacock Flare. While I do my mascara, I usually like to prep my lashes. So I'm just gonna take these. These are the ones from Eyelure. These are their Luxe Silk. They give me kind of like the Iconic by House of Lashes vibes, but like the affordable version. Just going to take them off and start applying the glue, just because I like to go right in while the mascara is still wet. And I always bend the lash like this. And that's just to give it a little bit more shape since it's been sitting in the case. I want it to mold to my eye. And I'm gonna be taking the Duo. This is the green one, the one with the little brush on tip. It's the only one that I like from Duo. I apply a few coats. I'm gonna take the lash, pop it right onto the center. That was like perfect. That like never happens. I always have to like kind of tug and pull on them. Look at me having a good makeup day. So while those are drying, I'm just going to grab my brown lip liner. This is the one by LA Girl in the shade Chocolate. And I'm going to be doing kind of like a little ombre lip situation. I'm gonna be using the 2 Infallible paints by Loreal in 340 and 342. I'm like back on my ombre lip kick. So I'm gonna start with 342. Then I'm gonna take 340 and just pop that right in the center. So I'm just taking my finger and just blending around those edges. I just want to pop a quick tear duct highlight in, some bottom mascara, and we'll be done. So I'm taking this is the Molten. I really love this one for an inner tear duct highlight. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Gold. This one gives off such a beautiful shine that I like love to use this one in the inner tear duct. That shine. So this is the full look, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thank you to Olay for partnering with me on this video. I am a stan for a good sunscreen, and this one hits so many bullet points that I loved. It helps with your skin elasticity, gives you more of a firm look. It's a light formula, it's SPF 40, it's a broad spectrum. They killed it. I think you guys did an amazing job with creating this product, and I was so excited to be able to share it with all of you guys. So definitely check that one out, and the link will be in my description box. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.